So Ramadan is actually the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, and it's based on the lunar cycle, which is beginning and ending with a crescent moon. And since Ramadan is usually considered like one of the most sacred times for us Muslims, our aim is to grow like spiritually and build stronger relationships with Allah, which translates to God, by making our actions more intentional and selfless.
We fast the entire month, every day from sun up to sundown.
It's also a month where we're encouraged to strengthen our relationship with the religion. We call it strengthening our iman. So praying, offering extra prayers, doing charity, family togetherness is also a very big thing.
And I feel like it's a time of reflection and a time of self-discipline.
Ramadan to me, it's honestly a month of like spirituality, a new beginning, just like how people say New Year, New Me. That's kind of like me with Ramadan.
Ramadan is a special time of the year for me because growing up, I actually grew up in Indonesia. So Indonesia is a Muslim country, so it's just like our in the US or like Western, the Christmas time, it's like that period, so you see all these decorations and stuff. So like growing up, I grew up with all of that and like all the festivities in the streets.
My family and I usually during Ramadan, we decorate the house with lights and some decorations, usually these lanterns.
We have some traditional garments that we wear. Sometimes we wear that to the nightly prayers that are right after we break fast, which is called Tarawih. That's at the mosque, usually around the prayer after sunset, which is the prayer after we break fast. Some other traditions that we do is we go over to families and friends' houses and we have that meal, which is called iftar. That's the meal that we have after sunset, which is typically broken fast with a date. That's just something that the Prophet did, and that's something that it's not mandatory, but it is something that most people do.
As a family, we celebrate Ramadan by waking up and having a meal called suhoor, which is before the sun rises, and then so we try to eat a little bit, and then we pray together, and then we might go back to sleep, and then we'll spend the day like we have our normal schedules. Sometimes we'll rest, sometimes we'll pray, we'll read, we'll go to the mosque, we'll hang out with other family, and then once it's time to break fast, sometimes we'll just break it at home, we'll make something.
We go to our cousin's house every year because they're our closest family here, and we stay the night before on the last night of Ramadan, and then the next day is Eid al-Fitr, which is where we eat. We go to the mosque in the morning to pray with like a communal prayer, and then afterward we usually just do like a celebratory like lunch, or like we do some activities that are fun with the whole family.
Once the Ramadan is over, on the final day, Eid, which is like a day of festivities, the day of joy. It's a day where kids get gifts and then they get candy and like all these decorations and dressing up. On that day, we'll say Eid Mubarak, and then someone will say back Eid Kareem.
So faculty should definitely try to avoid having class events at the time when we break fast. It's kind of dangerous because students are experiencing low blood sugar, physical discomfort, and fatigue.
Allowing students to leave the classroom to break their fast during class time, or if the classroom has a no eating policy, possibly being more flexible on that to let students take a quick meal during the class, especially for longer classes.
The most important is to be aware of it and maybe even greet them on like during Ramadan.
The greetings are Ramadan Mubarak and Ramadan Kareem. Ramadan Mubarak is just like blessings being upon you, like happy Ramadan. Ramadan Kareem is like a generous month that's wishing you the generosity and blessings that come with it.
When it is like announced the first day, we'll send out the Ramadan Mubarak greeting, kind of congratulating the fact that we've all made it to see another Ramadan together and we're able to engage in that like form of worship during the entire month.
Happy Ramadan is like you can say that if you don't want to try to say the other words.
I guess I would say Ramadan is for a lot of students who are possibly having their first Ramadan away from home, who live on campus. This is a time where we find a lot of support in each other. So the Muslim Students Association, other organizations on campus that have a big Muslim majority. We're working very hard to make sure people feel supported and included during this time, and are looking for support not only in their like religious life, but also during their social and academic lives as well.